y'all, what's happening? This is your man Calvin coming back at you one more time. Okay? And today we're going to talk about the balancing act of the online entrepreneur. Okay? Say that one more time. The balancing act of the online entrepreneur. Okay? Now you just talked about, you just heard me talk about understanding the reasons why. Now, here's the problem. We're going to get right into this. Okay? I try to give as much wisdom as I can, much experience as I can, that may be able to, hopefully I'll be able to, these experiences will be able to help those of you all that are younger, that's starting out and you got families. Hopefully this is going to help you, because you're gonna need to have wisdom, okay, and count up the cost of what you're doing, okay? Because listen, I was young once, and anything that said six figures, make $100,000 in 10 days or whatever like that, any big amount, because I wanted the what we call the laptop lifestyle. No one wants to work 50 and 60 hours a week for $8, $9, $10 an hour, 12, 13, or whatever. Because at the end of the day, our main jobs are just basically bill collectors, money, pretty much. They just, as soon as it come in, it's like, okay, it's my bill collector's payday. Okay, we want to have, I won't say endless amount of money, but if we want to go someplace on the spur of the moment, we want to be able to do that, not having the ties. I got to put in a request to have a day off. I got to make sure, all kinds of things that you got to, before you do anything like that. Make sure I don't have nothing coming in next week that I'm going to regret and I got to pay. Make sure I got enough money. Okay, well, I might be able to go out of town here, but I'm not going to be able to eat out. You have to, things like that, things that you have to consider. So when something comes about that says, that kind of money, and just like, okay, and it looks good, that sales copy looks great, see people on the beach drinking Mai Tais and whatever you want to see, their feet kicked up on the beach. Okay, or they got a nice condo with a wonderful view of the beach. We all want that. We all want that kind of life. Okay? But what you got to do, because listen, every opportunity, I'm not going to say it's not worth it, but what do you have to put in to get that type of lifestyle? Okay? That's what you got to consider. Okay? If you have a significant other and you have, children, especially if you got young children, okay, you're going to have to do a balancing act. Okay? And I'm going to tell you through experience, you're so driven and you want to make things happen so much that you spend countless hours online, doing this, doing that, okay, testing this, testing that, how did this ad do, okay, how many views, how many clicks, okay, click-through rates, all that type of stuff. Okay, your little kids come in, daddy, mommy, before you know it, you being snapped at them, hurt their little feelings, they will run off crying to the other parent. And let me tell you something. I went through this, so I'm telling you something that I know that causes animosity in the significant other. They look at that, okay, all right, so you putting this over us, okay? Now, you can say, well, hey, you got to be careful. You can say, hey, it's going to pay off 2 or 3 weeks. But if it don't, if things don't go as planned, then you got egg on your face. And you got a situation that you got to spend attention to. Okay? No one wants to lose their family. Okay? All right. You got to prioritize your time that you spend in your online business and with your family. Okay? Because you may not get your, some significant others understand what you're trying to do and they support you 100% and do, try to make up for, time that you're not around. Okay? Not everybody is blessed to have that situation. So you got to count up and make sure you got the support of your significant other. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that don't do anything to please them. But what I am saying is that you got to have a real conversation and set some guidelines. And you got to come to a compromise what's going to work best. See, with me, when I'm doing these videos, it's not all about, making money and this and that. But I try to give some life lessons as well. Okay? So you got to sit down and you got to have a real conversation. Okay? And find out real feelings and how they really feel. They may not want you to spend more than 3 or 4 hours online. Okay? Because especially if you're in a household, you're one of the two adults. Okay? There's things that's got to be done every day. Um, Eating, uh, dishes, garbage, uh, maintenance outside the house. If you got a yard, that has to be done. All right. So groceries, those sorts of things. So you're going to have to kind of work out a schedule that's going to be best, because what may happen, the significant other might just, okay, all right, I'll deal with it. But see, the problem is they let things build up, and then that one move, this minor, they blow up at you. Well, why did you do that? Okay. Or it might be in front of the children. Why did you do that? Now you got to sit there and have these real conversations, okay, and come to a compromise, okay. Everybody wants to feel important. Uh, your significant other may want you to spend some quality time with them, okay. We got a lot of us still have jobs, okay. Now some people got 2 or 3 credit cards with deep pockets that they can just quit their job and just go gung ho for 3 months. And it's like, okay, if it just don't work out, then I'll just go get another job. But those of us that are tight, that had tight budgets, we don't have that kind of luxury. So we have to balance our 9 to 5 until we're able to replace that. Okay, and when you can replace that 9 to 5, and I know people that have done it, it gives you freedom. And this is why we do what we do, to give us options. Okay? But until you get to that point, okay, you spend 8 hours on a job, then you come in, and then you spend 4 or 5 hours online. That leaves very little time because you got dinner and you got to go to bed. So your significant other is like, okay, you got me in my feelings, so you don't want to spend. This is more important. What you're doing is more important than me. Okay, so you don't want to go down that road. Okay, make sure you keep your balance. Okay, and this is why communication is so important in the relationships. Okay, now it may work out. Okay, well look, um, 2 hours. I got this going on, or they have, maybe they'll take. You have an older child that's got a soccer game. Could be a football game. Could be a basketball game. Okay, maybe that's the time you need to give that your partner a break. Okay, you do that, and then you see what you do when you give a little, you gain a lot. Okay, they're gonna give you more leeway. Okay, and that gives you more time to work in your business. So you cannot be. What I'm saying, uh, the bottom line is, don't be selfish. Okay, because I know I was young like that, and I thought like that. Well, and then we're gonna have this, we're gonna have that, We're going to walk into this new 100,000 with $500,000 house, 4 or 5 cars, and 3 acres of land. She's going to forget all about this, or he's going to forget all about that. May not. They may decide, you know what, you can have all that. I want somebody just going to spend, we just may be living in a shack, but I want somebody that's going to spend time with me. Okay? And then you're thinking what's important to you should be important to them. Okay? That may not be the case. Okay, so you got to really, it's very important that you work things out. Okay, and if you start seeing, you agree upon some things, and then you start seeing they're not responding the way they thought, then you got to have these conversations. So I thought it was just important to kind of back off a little bit of the online marketing teaching part and just do a little life lesson here, especially those that's in marriages, long-term relationships, and you have somebody now. If your partner's into marketing, online marketing, like you are, okay, then you probably won't have a problem because you all just have to work out who's going to do what, while unless you're doing a joint business venture, and that's great if you got that. But if you have a partner that has a job, you got children, and she knows nothing about online marketing, and you got to make sure you take care of that. All right, make sure you take care of that. Okay, and I'm telling you, as a father, um, you these children grow up extremely fast. Okay, it just seemed like yesterday I was holding my oldest daughter as a newborn, and she's going to graduate college this year, 4-year university with a degree in teaching. And I'm like, where did the time go? And I'm one of those online entrepreneurs sacrifice some time with her when she was real little, not necessarily for online marketing, but for a demanding job. So now I look back at it and like, man, if I'd known what was going to transpire, I wouldn't have done that. So don't have any regrets. Make sure you balance your life out. Make sure your home life is balanced as much as possible. Okay, um, even if you can't spend the type of time, and you have to figure out now some opportunities may say you're gonna make this much money, but how much time do you have to spend online to make that? You got to determine that as well. Now, if you only got 2 or 3 hours a day, and you don't want to be bothered with recruiting or making all these phone calls and stuff like that, then that's why I tell everybody a simple program like simple, uh, successful method, uh, successful solution method. Tongue tired for me at times is a way to go. You can only you don't have to spend no more than 2 hours a day on that, and then you can balance, spend time with your family. Okay, this is the program that will design if you have a family and you're pulled in several different directions. So you got a main job. Okay, I'm telling you all, 2 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then you can back down to 4 or 5 after you got yourself established, and it's going to give you the freedom, not only financial, but it's going to will you bring in income, because I don't know what your financial goals are, or what's going to give you financial freedom, but it will give you those goals, and you all have seen my proof. Okay, and the group is proof. So all the information is down here, guys. You can really do great things within 2 hours. Okay, and let that go and do something else. Okay, unless we got training or something like that, where you have to be present. But that's it. That's something that you have to determine. The program that you get into, how demanding it is, how much required time are you to spend online. Okay, and they probably won't tell you up front because they want you into that program, but you got to do your due diligence and do your research and see how much time is needed. So, all right, that's it for this session. I hope this is something. Okay, I'm straight to the point. Okay, I don't have a lot of side effects and graphics coming at you all. I'm just a straight shooter, and I'm sure this is boring, but if I can help somebody, then I'm happy about that. Okay? All right, I'll come to you again, and at some point, I will get back into some online marketing tips and things that will help you guys. Until the next time, peace out, and we'll talk to you again.